Alrighty guys, welcome to Geometry. This is the Module 13 review for your test on Monday. You need to work on this review to help you, okay? Alright, so I'm going to work each problem, show you how to do it, make sure you know how to do it. If you just copy all the answers, you will not do well on this test, so make sure you understand it. Now, before I start, I want to remind you guys about SOHCAHTOA, okay? And what is SOHCAHTOA? Sine over hypotenuse, opposite over hypotenuse. Sine is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. And the angle always goes with the sine. Cosine, there's your angle, is adjacent over your hypotenuse. And tangent, TOA is tangent, x degrees over opposite over adjacent. So make sure you know that before you move on to today. Excuse me. All right, let's look at number one. Here we go. You have a triangle FDE and has the following dimension. It tells you it is 90 degrees. Okay? It is 90 degrees. So, and then it says this length, segment FE is 5, segment ED is 9, and your hypotenuse is square root of 106. If you don't know what your hypotenuse is, it is always across from that 90 degrees. Every single time. There's your hypotenuse. All right. So let's see. What's our question? The question says, what is the tangent of angle D? All righty. So if we're talking about angle D, this right here is now our reference angle. So I'm standing right here. And I want to know tangent. Tangent is opposite over adjacent. So what segment is opposite from this angle? That would be 5. Which one is adjacent? Adjacent is the leg that touches the reference angle. So this is your adjacent. So what is the tangent of angle D? Tangent of angle D is equal to 5, which is your opposite, over your adjacent, which is 5 over 9. Okay? So there you have tangent of angle D. Next, number 2. All right, let's go look at number 2. Here we go. Number 2 says, triangles ABC and RST have the dimensions shown. So it says A goes with the R, so I'm going to highlight it just to help you guys. B corresponds to S, both 90 degrees. And C corresponds to T. You see how they go in that same order? So make sure you understand that part. Here we go. They have the dimension shown. These are similar triangle. The triangles are similar because, well, let's see, okay? ST is 2.5 over BC is 5. Do you see how you got small and small? See how they correspond with each other? Small and small. And RS is 6 and AB is 12. All right. The triangles are similar because it's 2.5 over 5 is equal to 6 over 12. So there's your answer, A. Let's see why the others are not correct. ST is 2.5 over BC, which is 5, equals AB. Oh, look, are not similar because AB, what's AB? AB is 12. Wait a minute. You did ST here, which is small, over big, and then you have big over small. So this one cannot be the correct answer, okay? Because your ratios are not the same. That 12 should be written down here, so that's not even the right. Letter C, here we go. The triangles are similar because RS is 6 over TR. TR is 6.5. Now take a look. You are not comparing this triangle with this one. You're talking about this angle, this segment, and this segment. So this one can't be correct. Do you see how you're figuring out things that work and things that are not? Okay? The triangles are not similar because RS, where's RS? RS is 6, and TR is 6.5. It's not congruent to 5. Yep, they're not congruent. They're not even talking about the same thing, so the correct answer is A. Okay? Number 3. Here we go. They're not similar, but they're not even comparing the right triangle. Number 3. Let's look at number 3. A child holds a kite string at an angle of elevation. So this child's standing right here. There's his eyeballs. Okay? The kite string is 20 feet long. So I'm going to write 20 feet long. The child holds it 5 feet above the ground. So right here is 5 feet. You guys see that? Above the ground. Okay. What is the approximate height above the ground? Well, guess what you're trying to find? You're trying to find the height of the kite, and when you find the height of the kite, you also got to add that 5 feet to that, because that child is 5 feet above. All right? So here we go. The height is opposite. 20 is your hypotenuse. So which one of your trig has an opposite and a hypotenuse? That would be so. So I'm going to use this to try to find number 3. So I'm going to put sine of 60 degrees is equal to your opposite, which is h, over your hypotenuse, which is 20. Okay? I'm going to put a 1 under that, and then I'm going to cross multiply. 1 times h is h, and then sine of 60 degrees times 20. And that all is in your calculator. So, here's your calculator. Ignore that. All right, make sure your mode is in degree, okay? And all you're going to do is type this in, second mode, get you out of it. There's your quit in blue. So you're going to type sine 60 in parentheses times 20. So what is the height? The h is 17.32. However, do you remember how there's a 5 right here? He's 5 feet off the ground. You got to add 5 to that. So plus 5, so the answer is 22.3. So the height of the kite is plus 5 comes out to be 22.3. Okay? So there's the answer for number 3. All right, let's look at number 4. Here we go. And there's 2 parts to number 4. Let's look at the first part. A buoy is floating in the water near a lighthouse. So here's your lighthouse. The height of the lighthouse and the horizontal distance from the buoy to the base of the lighthouse are shown in the diagram. Part A. What is the approximate angle of elevation from the buoy to the top of the lighthouse? Well, let's go ahead and form a right triangle right here. Now, it says angle of elevation from the buoy. So elevation means I'm looking up. There's my angle, okay? So I want to find that. So how would I go about finding part A? Well, I want to find this angle, and I'm going to label it alpha. I know 18 is the opposite from this reference angle, and 45 is your adjacent. So which one of those uses an opposite and adjacent? That would be your TOA. So I'm going to set up tangent is equal to my opposite, 18 over your adjacent, which is 45. Since I'm looking for an angle, I'm going to add that -1. Remember that? All right, so how would you type this in? So let's see. Second tangent, see that -1? That is the only time you use it, is to try to find an angle. 18 divided by 45 comes out to be 21.8 degrees. So that angle is 21.8 degrees, which is D. Okay. Part B says, how far is the buoy from the top of the lighthouse to the nearest tent? So how far? So I want to know this. So there's different ways you can do it. You can use Pythagorean theorem, or you can use your trig function. The choice is yours. So I'm going to show you both. Okay. I'm going to use trig. I'm going to use my adjacent. So if I use my adjacent, this right here is your hypotenuse. What uses adjacent and hypotenuse? That would be cosine, okay? And since I know what that angle is, 21.8 degrees, I'm going to take my adjacent over your x. All right, and then you're going to solve. You guys got it? And when you solve, you're going to cross multiply. Okay? And so you're going to have cosine 21.8 times x is equal to 45. Divide by cosine 21.8. What you do to one side, you do to the other side. So what is x equal to? Well, let's see. Okay? So you're going to take 45. Here we go. Divided by cosine of 21.8. So that length is 48 point, round to the nearest tenth, 48.5 meters. All right. So you could do it like that. Okay? Let me show you another way you could have done this as well. All right. Here's another way you could have done this. You could have done this using Pythagorean theorem. So you have a triangle, right triangle. This is 18, this is 45, and you try to find x. Here I call it c. Well, let's call it x, since that way it stays the same. Okay, so you would go 18 squared plus 45 squared is equal to x squared. Okay. So let's see if we get the same answer. Two different methods, one using trig, the other one using Pythagorean theorem, okay? All right, here we go. 18 squared plus 45 squared comes out to be 2349 is equal to x squared. Solve for x, you take a square root, 2349. So x comes out to be 48.5 meters. Same answer, different method. Show your work. All right? Okay, let's look at number 5. In right triangle ABC, okay, you got a 4-feeder, a 5-feeder, and a square root of 41. Well, let me see what a square root of 41 is. So that way I need to know if it's a hypotenuse or not. That's 6.4. Very good. Okay, that helps me a lot. So now I can draw. All right. CA is your hypotenuse. So this is square root of 41. So AB, well, my picture's wrong, but that's okay. AB is 4 and BC is 5. So this should have been longer, but that's okay. And it's a right triangle. What is the measure of angle C to the nearest 10? All right, you have many choices. You got opposite, you got adjacent, and you got your hypotenuse. You have a choice if you want to use sine, cosine, or tangent. The choice is yours. I'm going to use tangent because opposite is a whole number and adjacent is a whole number. Okay, so I'm going to use tangent. Tangent of angle C is equal to 4 over 5. Add that -1, just like you see. All right? So second tangent, 4 divided by 5. So what's the measure of that angle? 38.7, because it says round to the nearest 10. So the measure of angle C is equal to 38.7. What's my unit? Feet. So make a sketch if you can. Okay? All right. Let's go to number 6. Here we go. A triangle is shown in the graph. Well, let's see. Question says, what is the measure of angle A to the nearest tenth of the degree? Well, you can do it many ways. I would probably not use your hypotenuse because I actually have to use Pythagorean theorem. So I'm actually going to use my leg. So what is the length of this right here? 3. What is the length from A to right here? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So I have an opposite. I have an adjacent. So guess what I'm going to use? Tangent of angle A is equal to 3 over 8 at your -1. Just like that. See it? So, tangent 3 divided by 8 gives you 20.6. So the measure of angle A is equal to 20.6 degrees. All right, so that's how you guys do those, okay? I will be back to do the back page. Thank you.